entering the app, you're going to sign up with your email and it's going to lead you to our homepage with 4 different features. I'm going to go through them one by one, but first off, we're going to start off with the freestyle with ingredients. And what this essentially does is it takes you to our homepage that tells you to enter an ingredient. But we're going to first off look at what our produce falls into, which would be protein, vegetables, fruits, and grains. And it gives you a list of that said category, the produce that we do support. And essentially, what that means is that each in this case, each protein is assigned a unique graphical equations, and this models out its 3D map. And using these functions, you can derive its heat conduction equations. And what this is needed for is that using this, then you can deduce the perfect amount of time and the optimal temperature to, in this case, cook your poultry. And this is really useful because a lot of poultry just does not come in a very symmetrical shapes, and so this is a good way to minimize any gas usage or just wasting ingredients in general. And then if you go back and you do end up entering an ingredient, you're gonna be modified to a page with a bunch of cooking methods, and you can choose one. I'm choosing roasting for now. And then that takes you to a page where, in this case, I chose salmon, and so it gives me the optimal temperature to cook it at, as well as the internal temperature, so that it's FDA approved, it's safe to eat. And the conclusion is that here's the number of minutes. This is like the amount of time that you should be cooking your salmon for optimal taste and texture. And going back to our initial home screen, we're gonna do the next feature, enter in ingredients. This is a freestyle. This essentially creates your own recipes. I'm gonna enter the amount of servings, and you can enter ingredients, and upon entering them, it adds it to the shell below it with the amount of calories per serving. And so you can delete it by just tapping it in the shell. And so I've listed a bunch of ingredients. I'm going to create a recipe. And what this does, it goes through each ingredient and it goes through the number of servings and the number of grams per produce. And it takes these ratios and then it adds up all the servings, divides it for, for optimal serving per calories for each person, and then it uses Diophantine equations to get integer solutions for the number of produce you need. So in this case, number of onions, peppers, celery stalks, and grams of rice. It's really useful when it comes down to minimizing food waste in large-scale kitchens. The next feature is the community feature. This is a way to interact with other users on the app. You can add recipes, choose your photos, and then submit it or save it as a draft. And this is going to be saved into your account feature, which I'll get to later. But then you can also search for recipes. So if you type in, these are actually all my recipes if you want to check them out in my YouTube as well. And so upon clicking the recipe, it's nice, it's organized. And because this is my account, what you can do is you can edit it, and then, it's pre-saved, it's pre-written up, and so you can edit it and then you can submit it again or save it as a draft. And so here I'm editing it, and then you can also delete it if you'd like. Upon deleting it, it's going to get erased from the community forum. And so I really like this feature. It's a nice way to interact with other users and just check out new recipes. And so the final feature is the Elevate Your Cooking feature. Upon clicking that, it gives you a table of content of 6 flavor profiles. So in this case, I'm going to choose umami for now. And then it leads you to a page of interesting facts of how umami reacts on the molecular level. And these are some just good notes of, just some fun facts on if you have umami, how are you going to balance it out, as well as just some examples of foods with umami. And then we're going to go back to the home screen. You're going to click on your account. And these are all just normal signature features of a settings account. But we also have a community suggestions. And then upon clicking that, you can choose category you want to suggest a recommendation for, type in your suggestion, and then submit it. Yeah.